Hi everyone, I'm happy to see and welcome you to my channel. Today, we will be learning how to make the base to sirloin knitting, a net with empty and filled squares. The purpose of it is for you to have an easier understanding with models of sirloin knitting in the future. Subscribe to my channel and don't miss out on any worthy models and patterns. And let's begin making our purple net. In order to crochet a sirloin pattern, the loops cast on are multiple 3 plus 1. I cast on 15 loops, multiple 3 plus 1 loop, 16 collectively. And next, we begin crocheting a sirloin net. The net is always crocheted with double crochet posts. And turning chain stitches, there should always be 2 of them. They are equivalent to a double crochet post. Follow the link in the description for a step-by-step guide on how to make your first $1,700 crocheting even by tomorrow with the help of my own techniques. And so, we cast on 2 turning chain stitches. And 2 chain stitches in order to form our empty cell. Next, we count down 7 loops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and a double crochet into the 8th loop. This is the way we get an empty square. Next up, we crochet a filled out square. We work in 2 double crochets, first and second. And the third post we work in as the wall of the next cell. This way we get an empty one. Next filled and then empty, meaning we work in 2 chain stitches. Skip 2 chain stitches at the bottom and into the 3rd loop work in a double crochet. Here we formed an empty one, filled, empty. Now will be another filled square. So work in 3 more double crochet posts. Three. And next up we have an empty square, meaning we work in 2 chain stitches. Skip on 2 loops and work in a double crochet. And this is the first row we get, an empty one, filled, and empty. This is the first row. It is the base of sirloin knitting, filled and empty cells. Next, we work on the second row. Let's do 2 turning chain stitches. Then 2 loops in order to form another cell. Turn the direction of crocheting and above a double crochet post, work in another double crochet. This is how we end up with another empty cell. Next up, above the filled cell, we work on another empty cell because we want to create a chest pattern. So we work in 2 chain stitches. Skip on 2 below, here 2 posts. And above the 3rd post, work in a double crochet. Next up, above the empty cell, we will have a filled cell. That's why we work in 2 more double crochet posts into the cell. 1, 2. And above the double crochet post, work in another one. And that's how we get a chest pattern filled out post. Then crochet an empty cell. Crochet 2 air loops, skip 2 posts, and work in a double crochet above the last double crochet post of the filled cell. And this is what we end up with. The very last cell also work in as empty. Cast on 2 air loops. And right here above this post, you work in another double crochet post. And so we get knit like this. Why don't we crochet a 3rd row together? So, 3rd row in a chest formation. Work in 3 turning chain stitches. Two loops which form an empty cell. Reverse crocheting. This is where our empty cell will be, and above a double crochet, we work in another double crochet. Next, we will have a filled post. And right into the empty cell, work in 2 double crochet posts. 1, 2. And 1 double crochet above the following double crochet post, which forms the wall of the next cell. Next, we will have an empty cell. That's why 2 chain stitches, skip 2 double crochets, and work in a double crochet above the double crochet of a filled cell. The next one will be filled, so we work in 2 more double crochet posts inside the empty cell. 1, 2. And the 3rd post above the post of the previous row. And again, end with an empty cell. That's why we crochet 2 chain stitches. Skip 2 loops. And above this 3rd, work in 1 double crochet. And so the 3rd row is complete. 4th row will be the same as 2nd. Let's crochet it independently. Here's what you also should have gotten, like I did. 2 empty, filled, and 2 empty. This is how a sirloin knitting method with a hook works. A more detailed description and other various models you can find in my catalog below the video or on my channel. Subscribe and crochet with joy. Bye, everyone!